Hello and welcome to this session on iVend Retail 6.5 and the enhancements in the application. My name is Manish and I'll be your host for the next about 45 minutes to an hour. So at the outset, thank you so much for taking time out to join the session. The session today is going to be very interesting. While we released iVend 6.5 on 31st of March, so there were some big features which have been incorporated, and I have been talking about them in the last couple of weeks in my webinars. Should I say enhancements which have been incorporated, which I would say kind of got overshadowed by the new features that have been added. For example, locations and inter-store notifications, multiple subsidiaries, and so on and so forth. So I thought it'll be important for me to take a session separately on small little different usability enhancements that we have incorporated in the application. So with that as a background, I will get started. And from an agenda standpoint, though I have a pretty long and huge slide deck, but I think will be more beneficial. It'll be more beneficial if I were to just show the different, should I say, features on the product itself. I will certainly have this presentation circulated. It will be available on the Knowledge portal, and it will certainly be available to all the attendees, and also all those people who have registered but could not attend the session. It will be available to all of them. But as I said, we'll be better off if I were to just show these different features. So I'll read them aloud from the slide deck. I have 2 slides covering the topics, but more importantly, the features are on and around the usability at the management console level. The point of sale features, they still, I mean, those are anyways applicable, but the usability enhancements are more, or rather more prominent, if I may, on the management console than only on the point of sale. Couple of screens have been added, again, from a usability standpoint. So the point number 1, 2, 3, 4, I would say, basically talk about that additional screen that we have. So if you're using iVend 6.5, we have created one screen for quick entry of parent and child items for better product management. So one single screen which lists all the items in a grid format and has multiple tabs in it. So you can see the parent item, the child item, you can see the stock status value, and so on and so forth. And I'll show that to you. So that's one very interesting screen and a very important one at that we've added. What we've also done is again, from a usability standpoint, we have allowed an option where you could color code the items. For example, in a big long list, you could highlight a parent item in a different color and all the associated child items in a very different color. Again, in a list of all the customers, you can highlight all the loyalty customers in a very different color. What we've also done, again, from a security standpoint, is the management console screens can at times get very overwhelming. So the lot of information that we allow the user to capture, but more often than not, we've seen that not all fields are required by all the retailers. So we have given a facility by which you can have a display profile of sorts, which means you can hide a certain fields, you can make certain fields mandatory, you can specify the input format to a particular field, and all these settings get stored in a display profile, which is then attached to a security role. So pretty much on the same lines of retail profile, we have something called a display profile now, where you can decide as to what all is to be shown in which manner. We are not allowing you to change the layout of the screen per se, but what we are allowing is selective set of fields to be displayed depending upon a particular role who's logging in. Then a small little enhancement on the point of sale and also on the management console is for users who are only using touchscreen interface. So earlier it would become very difficult to enter data only on a touchscreen monitor. So what we have done is, next to the scan area, we have given a small little icon of a keyboard. You click that and the keyboard will open on the screen, and you can type the data and the data gets stored in the relevant fields. So the small little, as I said, a small little enhancement. Then talking about the different transactions, what we've done is for GRPO, good receipt against a purchase order, we now have allowed the facility, have the ability to either over-receive, under-receive, or receive a completely different item. So many times it so happens that all that is mentioned in the purchase order certainly arrives, but either additional items arrive or a different quantity arrives. So you can do under and over receiving at the GRPO level, a good receipt purchase order level, and the same thing can be done at the stock transfer level. We can configure certain fields to be uneditable. Again, on the lines of the form design and the management console. Then we have consolidated error messages. This is more useful when we are trying to upload any master data from an Excel sheet. So earlier what used to happen was, if there was an error in a particular row, if there were more than one errors, the uploading utility would only show the first error. So what we have done is, we have now, for a particular row, if there are more than one errors, it gives you all the error messages consolidated for that particular row in the remarks field. Enhancements in the purchase order. So you can raise the purchase order even for your non-retail warehouse, and in the subsequent versions you would be able to raise purchase orders for any of the warehouse at the line item level. Currently this feature is only available at the header level, so I can have multiple purchase orders for different retail or general warehouses. In my subsequent versions, I would be able to have a single purchase order with delivery being at different retail stores or warehouses. Price list management has become very robust, I would say, where again there's a single user interface where I could create variants of or I could create new price lists, okay, based on a previous price list. So I could have a multiplication factor, I could add, I could subtract, I could add a coefficient, etc. And the rounding off, I could specify what would be the rounding off of the new price list. And I'll show this to you. It'll become more and more apparent as I demonstrate. As I said, I'm just very hurriedly reading them aloud, so that when I'm able to show them, it'll be that much more easy for me to explain. Then whenever I'm searching the products in a grid format, I would be able to see the product images in case product images are attached to the particular product. Let's go to the next screen. I have now the ability to add additional columns when I'm searching for a particular, whatever search function I may have, let's say for a product or for customer, and there are a host of different search, should I say, places where I can search. I can specify where exactly do I want to add additional columns. I can mask a particular payment attribute. Non-fractional item would never display decimal places now. And this I was talking about creation of additional line items for the good receipt and over and under receiving for stock transfers and a stock transfer shipment cancellation. So these are again the more popular ones, I would say, or the more important ones of the enhancement. There are a whole lot of others, but these are the ones that I selected that I think I should talk about. So this is a huge long presentation. I would not bore you with the presentation. I would much rather try and show you the product per se. So let me go to the management console. But before I get started, if you have any questions, you can raise a hand at this stage. You can ask me any question, or else I'll just move on. So okay, so my first one was the screen that I was talking about, the new screen that we have added called the product list. So I could search the product based between a product code range based on a description or a costing method, manufacturer, a product group, a product vendor. So let's say I want to search P7, let's say. So when I search, or let me select a few more. So I'm selecting all these products based on a particular criteria. So all products starting with P having four leading zeros and whatever digits thereof. So all the product get listed. I know this one, for example, is a matrix item. Okay, I'll select this. And these are the different tabs here on the top that you see. So if this is a matrix item, I can see all the child items. Okay, I can see their inventory view for every variant that I have. What is the total available quantity? So let's say this one. What is in stock? What is total available? And when I highlight this, it gives me below all the different warehouses. What are the prices of that item? What is the in-stock quantity and what is the available quantity? So one single snapshot view of a particular item. This, I'm picking up a child item. It could actually be the parent item also. If I have any upsells, I'll show the upsells, alternate products in case I have defined alternate products, or I can see the matrix view. In the matrix view, I have all the items listed here. My primary attribute is color and my secondary attribute is size. So these are my different color and size combination. And what I get to see here, one is the availability at the store or the different display options. So I can see available to sell. I can see on fulfillment, what is in stock, and what is the unit price for these items, what is the cost, what is the unit margin, total price available to sell, price in stock. All this good stuff is available in one single place for the matrix items. So let me go back and this time select based on, let's say, a product group called apparel. As a search. So this is the list of the items that which fall in the category of apparel. And as I said, you can see the costing method, the cost in case I have defined any cost, the group, the product class, unit of measure, base price, vendor, sales tax, whether the discounts are allowed or not. So all the parameters which are applicable to an item are displayed here in this very long, should I say, matrix view. So these are the fields which are available on a particular product. So I was talking, one of the things that I had was, the product image in the search grid. So these are the different images. Not the best of the ways of representing them, but at least I get to know whether there is an image available or not available for this particular item. I can, based on a particular item, I can copy a product, so it will have all the parameters as the one that I have selected and I create a new one, or I can add a new product. Let me cancel this for now and open this again. So let's say I want to add a particular product. Okay. So let's say the product is SHT001. Let's say shirt, costing method, standard cost, product cost. Let's say the product group in this case is apparel. Okay. My base price is $22. Okay, and let's say if I want to define it as a matrix item, that this is a matrix item, and then I select the different attributes. So I could select an attribute, let's say color and size. Okay, And I can always add a new attribute here in case I want to. Let's say I want to add a style. I can create a new attribute here and add it to the product that I'm defining. So I press OK for now. So in this case, my product was SHT001. Okay. If I go to child items, all the child items would have been created automatically. Okay. I can see the inventory view across obviously there's nothing available here. No upsells or alternates were defined. And I can see the matrix view, and I can select that the primary view is color, the secondary is size. So it will give me the same information here. What is important for me to mention here is not what the feature does, but where exactly would this be used. So imagine you are trying to view a particular matrix item or any other item for that matter. It's one consolidated view of all the information related to that particular item, and specifically applicable in the fashion apparel industry, where you select a parent item and you have the entire view of what are the upsells, what are the alternates, what is the matrix view, and in the matrix different options that are available. So that's one very big, should I say, enhancement or usability feature that we've added in this particular version. So let's move on to the next one, where we talk about different search options. So let's say I go to inventory and I want to select a particular product. In the earlier version, the search was slightly limited in terms of options available, but now I can select based on a product group, a category, a vendor, a manufacturer, or a combination thereof. So I'm saying I want to see all apparel and all the parent items in the apparel category, a product group, sorry. So when I search, it gives me that, it filters the information for me automatically. Okay, if I want to see all, it will show me all the apparel category. Now, within the apparel, I have the option. Let me just take this away. Yes, I want to search all the products. I was talking about an option where a parent and a child could be color coded differently. So I'll just search all the way down. If you see these, so this is my parent item. These are the child items. So parent item and the different child items thereof. So I have the option of now displaying. So it's become that much more easy to see the parent and the associated child items. So that's one of the features that we've added. Similarly, when I see my customers, so I want to see all those customers who are loyalty members. So I say loyalty member is equal to true, and I say search. So this is the color that I have selected to display all the loyalty members in a bigger list. And all this information can be mentioned in the retail profile and also at the enterprise level setting at the enterprise level. So this was as far as the search things are concerned. Let me now try and show you the ability to customize a particular, should I say, screen. I select all the customer list. I pick up one of the customers. So what I can do here is, there are different types of field if you notice carefully. Some of them are where you just enter a value. Some of them are lookup values, lookup fields. Some of them are drop-down types. So different options are available for different field types. So if I want to go here and click on the right, do a right click here, I can specify to make this field mandatory. I can set the maximum length, the minimum length, or the range. Obviously, this is not a value field or numeric digit, so it doesn't talk about the maximum minimum values. I can set the pattern here. I can make the field non-editable. I can change the caption, and I can also change the layout. I'll come to layout in a moment. So let's say this field, which is called known as in base product, is the field which is written by the name as nickname. So I can bring it back as nickname or AKA, also known as. So it'll automatically change the caption. It'll always show you what was the original caption. Okay, so I can also, for example, make a particular field. Should I say, let's say, on hold. I make this field as non-editable. So whenever I say this is a non-editable field, let's go back to customer, search, edit. This was the one which is now as grayed out is a non-editable field. So I have the option of making certain fields as absolutely non-editable. Again, very important when a lot of data is being entered and it is being entered by a set of people to whom you do not want to expose the entire field list. So I can change that information. I can make it non-mandatory. I also have an option of customizing the layout. In this case, I could remove a particular field from here and bring it, take it away. So the nickname or the also known as field is here. And once I'm done, and then I have the option of saving this as a particular profile. So this is the display profile that I was talking about earlier. I save it as a I will not do that, but let's say I save it as a merchandise profile. And then what I will do is I'll go to administration, application setup, authorization, security role, and I pick up that particular role and I can specify what is going to be the display profile. It could be the one that I had just modified. So what I'm saying is you could change the display settings the way you want to do them and then save them as a profile which is then attached to the security roles. So all those people who fall in the security role will automatically get that particular profile. So that was one feature. Let me pick up keyboard for customer creation window. So let's say I'm at my point of sale. At the point of sale, imagine I am on a touchscreen based monitor and I want to create a new customer. So I press the button new and I have this keyword which comes on the top right hand corner or which comes here in the scan area. So press new, press the keyboard. I would now be able to use my touchscreen monitor to use this as a keyboard. And these are all globalized keyboards, so depending upon the language that you're using, they will automatically change. Let's see if I go here and I type MANISH, so it'll automatically search for a customer called Manish and I'll be added here. Okay. So that's a small little thing, but it could be very handy when you're only on a touchscreen based monitor. The same thing is available here and also when I'm trying to create a new customer. I would then, give me a second, go to the additional line items at the GRPO level. So on my management console, I go to business transactions and let's say I create a purchase order. This is the one that I already have, let's say, but I create a new one. pick up the vendor. I can, as I said, I can specify the warehouse to which I want to, for which I want to create the purchase order. This feature would now be available in my subsequent versions at the grid level. So I could specify which item should be available in which particular warehouse. Okay. And I pick up a tax code, let's say an expensive tax code, and I start adding the products. So let's see, I add product 9, 10, and 11. I add 9, 10, and 11 for quantity, let's say 20 pieces each. Not a very big purchase order, but a purchase order nevertheless. Okay. So this, if you can see, this itself is a slightly different user interface than what the earlier grids used to be. Okay, I can specify the discount type, any reason I want to add, etc. And I can specify the comment. This is a rush order, let's say. And I could add the search. I could also import a file which will have my information. Which will have the list of the product that I want to import, which I want to add as a purchase order, sorry. So I press OK. And the system will print a rudimentary purchase order report. But we are more interested in seeing what happens at the GRPO level. So this was a purchase order, simple, no problem. And I now go to the good receipt against the purchase order. I pick up the last one. Sorry. So I could now potentially, these are the product number 9, 10, 11 is what I ordered. I can always add a new product. Let's say this is the additional thing that was that has been sent to me. Ordered quantity. The quantity that I have received is 10. Okay. And I can specify the comment. This is in relation to the original PO. I press OK. Again, a rudimentary report gets good receipt purchase order document gets created with the comment mentioned. I close this and my transaction is through. Somewhere in between, I've been getting notifications, if you notice here. Okay, so these are the different notifications that a purchase order was created. Again, a purchase order was created today. Okay, I can see all the notifications that I've had. So this keeps on happening in the background. So that was over and under receiving of items against a purchase order. The same is applicable for stock transfer requests and shipments. I can always over and under receive. I would then then I will talk about the price list management. Okay, but again, before I go there, a small pause, and would like to open the lines for any kind of questions if you may have so far. Okay, if not for now, we'll continue. I'm almost towards the end of the session. So I was talking about the price list management. So let's go to Management Console, Pricing and Promotions, and I have something called Price List Manager. So what I did, I created a new price manager search, and I created a code called new price list. Let me try and edit this one for you. So what it does is it uses a base price list and creates another one applicable for a particular for a warehouse, or let's say a store, obviously a store. And I could adjust the price either by multiplying, subtracting, adding, dividing, or a direct amount. In this case, I am multiplying the existing price list by a factor of 2 and rounding off to the nearest 9.99. Okay, and when I run this, okay, let's say I select these, I select all, and this time I want to run it. This factor is, let's say, 1.5. So the moment I do this as 1.5, even before I say OK, my suggested price changes, which is 1.5 times over the base price list. Okay, and I press OK, and the whole thing gets selected. One thing I wanted to mention, that this is currently the draft mode. You have the option of unselecting it and making it applicable. So you have the option. So imagine all the items are listed here, let's say of a particular product group, apparel, and if all those items are listed, you have one single view where you can just take this up, one single view where you can see all the products listed, and you can compare visually, eyeball and compare the prices and see the prices whether they're looking okay or not. So this is a very important feature that we've added as far as the price manager is concerned. So that's, I would say, largely it in terms of the feature that I wanted to talk about. Let's go to the next one. That we talked about the GRPOs, over under receiving. Yes, I can add additional columns in the search view. Let's talk about that. So I go to administration. So search grid column definition, I select, let's say, a product search, edit. So these are the fields that you see here are the ones which are currently available whenever I'm searching a product. So I select this one to be added. So the moment I select that item, it goes to on the top side of the screen. I press OK. So next time when I'm doing the product search, so that particular barcode masking key is a field that I wanted to add, that gets automatically added. And this small little search option here, so if I start typing men's, all the items which start with MENS, men's will come here. And if I know something only in between, so I press the percentage option here, and then all the items which have the word Merrill in between will get listed. So you could select, and all these are searchable fields. You can just type fuzzy to that effect. Anything which is, let's say I want Canon, so anything that has Canon in between will get automatically selected. So these are a couple of features, that usability features, I would say, that we've added in this version. So on that, I would like to again open the lines for any kind of questions that you may have. Yes, a very valid question here I have, that whether these are applicable for business or for ERP integrated or iVend or a standalone iVend. So most of them are applicable for, should I say, the non-unplugged or the plugged-in version of the application. But the features that I was talking about in terms of matrix items are applicable only for the unplugged version. So that's one important consideration here. The session is being recorded, and it will be available on the knowledge portal under the archive section for the viewing, if you want to view it at a later stage or refer it to someone else. The presentation also would be available. So it's a pretty long, some 38 slides, and I didn't want to bore all of you on the slide deck. But once you see the slide deck now, you would be able to relate to what I was talking about much better. So this one, for example, is the keyboard search. Then I have the additional column that I just spoke about. Yes, I have a question here. So the question is, I have iVend with SAP Business One integration, and in order to use item matrix feature in iVend, do I need to buy item matrix for SAP add-on? If you're using SAP Business One, then yes, you will have to buy the item matrix add-on for SAP Business One. But if you're not using Business One, the same functionality which is available in the IT Matrix application is available in iVend itself. So if it is a Business One environment, then an IT Matrix add-on would be required. Any other questions that we have here? There's another question here. Give me a second. Oh, that's a tough one. Is it possible to use iVend extensibility to add invoicing window on business transaction in case of warehousing invoicing? I'm tempted to answer the question in yes. Okay, let me try and understand the question a bit more. So what you really want to do is you want to add an ability to create an invoice from iVend Management Console for your warehouse. Is that correct? Yes, you can do that. Yeah, you certainly can do that. Or a better way to do that would be, rather than trying to create an invoicing for a warehouse, you would be better off to put a point of sale at the warehouse and use the point of sale to sell. It'll automatically create those invoices. So that will be a better way, a much cleaner way of doing it. Not that you can't do it. You can use extensibility, but you would be better off if you were to just have your general warehouse or a distribution center also have a point of sale. So start selling from there, the invoicing will automatically happen. Yes, you can always create an A4 invoice. You can always, let me try and show this to you on my point of sale. You have the option, just give me a second. So whenever I'm selling any item on my point of sale, I could either have an A4 printer attached or I could have a receipt printer attached. But if I want to control that, what should be printed at what point in time, so I can still do that. So let's say I do a complete cache. The moment I do a quick complete cache, I can ask the application to show me a prompt that where do I want to print? Do I want to print on receipt printer or do I want to print it on a normal Windows printer? So depending upon which I select, a different report will be printed. So let me answer the other question. Can I have different prices for an item based on quantity? That is $1 if you buy one to $5, $9. Yeah, just of course you can do that. You can do both. If you are connected to SAP Business One, for example, you can use the period and volume discounting. If you're not connected to any ERP, the same thing is also possible from iVend Management Console. So these, again, the period and volume discounting that was applicable, that is available in SAP Business One is something that we have taken inspiration from, if you may, and we use it here. So yes, it is possible. The other thing is if you buy, yes. So not only can you do a period and volume discounting, you can also do a period and volume discounting and you can do promotions on top of it. So you can do that. So if you want to ask any question, please go ahead and ask.
Okay, I'm just holding on. There are other questions I want to ask, but I'm holding on so that you can just show me the format before I can proceed to other questions.
See, the format is going to be a typical Crystal report kind of format that you want to create. So
okay, will it look like the format of the GPR of the GPR PO?
Yes, you can make. So that's a report that you have to define that.
That is exactly as the GRPO format.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay.
You just have to specify that when you print, this is the report that you want to print. Exactly as possible.
Okay. Then I'm also, there is this other question I want to ask about the stock movement report.
Yes.
Now, is there any way I can actually create a single report that will show me stock movement report, the opening stock, the transfers, all the minuses, and then all the additions, and then what the balance is at a given period. Now, that report is a single sheet report, but it's showing me the beginning stock at a given date, that is the period in view, and then it shows me all the transactions in their various columns, plus and minus, and then show me the ending balance as at the period in view. Is there any way I can do that?
Yes, you can do that. I mean, it's a slightly complex report, but I understand what you're asking for. It's called, it's essentially the item journal. Okay, so between a
Yes,
date,
item journal or item stock movement report.
yes, yes, I understand what you're saying. So every line item has only one row in it. Every item is one
Yes,
row, and it has a opening quantity,
yes,
plus receipts, minus returns, uh, uh,
yes,
and plus minus adjustments, and a closing balance thereof.
yes, sales, exactly.
So you certainly can create that report. It's slightly complex report, but you can do that. It is complex because the date range that you specify. So let's say you specify date range in the middle of the month. It'll have to first
Yeah,
calculate from the beginning till that date the balance, the opening balance. It'll do the
okay,
calculation first and then do the subsequent calculation. So it's slightly I would say sophisticated, but certainly is possible. Yes.
okay. All right, then my third question is this. I have a little challenge looking at the complexity of the pricing, managing the pricing. Now, looking at what is on ground, it means that you have to create price levels and then you have to add products to those price levels. For instance, after you must have created your base price. Now, you now have to add products to price levels like price level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 10 as much as you can. But is there any way we can do it? I hope you understand what I'm talking about.
No, go ahead. Ask the question. I'll then understand. Yes.
Yes, this is price levels. That's correct. Now, what I understand is that you have to add, you have to create the prices just like you did the other time. Like you say, price, define your price level. Like price one, you say is 100 naira, $100 or whatever. Price level two by multiplier of 1 point something or whatever, or
Yes.
you specify the given, or you specify the given amount, the actual amount, and then you start adding products to
Yes.
those defined price levels. Now, what I'm trying to say, it looks a little complex for me,
Okay.
for end users, for people. For me, is okay, but for end users, people who we actually supporting, it looks a little bit complex. Now, I am thinking if it is possible on that product item window, rather that product window.
Yeah.
Okay, if it is possible to also create another role after the base price, you create another role, call it price one, create another role, price two, and then you enter right there the given prices. You
Yes.
understand? So that when you save it, it automatically, create those price levels. So that when you want to sell, you can select the actual price level you want. I think it's easier. It's an easier approach for end users who really want easy, way of handling item creation.
You can do that. You can either do it here, okay, where you could specify everything is one row, which is what the costing, what was your product cost, okay, and you can specify what is the base price. You can specify it here.
Yeah.
So you can do it by product in this window.
Then what about the price levels?
Okay, either you can do it here,
The price levels.
or the other way a better way to do that is to have this price list defined. So you define, let's say the price list applicable in my case is price list 2 for this particular store. So this is the master price list, if you may. So all the products are listed here with different price lists. Now
That is what. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
so this is you can either enter it here or you can import a price list. You can always import a price list. Once that is done, all your subsequent price lists would either be more than this, less than this, or equal to this. Then you can use the price manager. Okay, so let's say I want to create a new one which says I call it the updated price list. Okay, I select price list number 2. Okay, and I adjust it, let's say, by multiplying 2.5 times. Okay,
Yeah.
and I just, when I want to add the product, what I do is I have to select the warehouse to which I want to apply. Okay, these are all the products which are listed here. I can either
Yeah.
select a few or I can let all of them remain here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I keep on adding the
Yeah.
prices that I want to do it here. So it says what is the current price is this is the suggested price, and I say, oh, this seems too much, I will much rather like to have it, let's say 2.25 times. Okay, so it'll
Yeah.
automatically changes the number. So that's the easier way of doing it rather than doing other way around. And then I select the ones that I want to which I want to update the price list.
Can I ask some
Yeah, go
questions?
ahead, keep asking. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Okay. Now, can you just because from this now it means that if you really want to add or add a price level 2, 3, 4 or promotional price for just only one item,
Okay.
just only one item.
Yes.
Now, are you saying that you just have to go under select, the column select, and then select the item, and then before you adjust your multiplying by?
Yeah, you can.
See the column select. See the column here, select.
Yeah. Yes. I can
Are
select.
you saying that you have to select? Go,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
when you select it, and
You
then
can
you now go. Okay.
you can select all. You can unselect all. Then you can search
You
based
can only
on.
select one.
You can select all of them. Select all.
No, what I'm saying is that can you select only one product? If it is only one product that you want to modify the price
Yes.
level, or modify
Yes.
or add price level 1 or 2.
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Now, can you help me? Can you just go to item creation where you create item?
Okay, I can go there. You can ask the question. Keep asking the question. I'll go there.
Now, what I'm now thinking is this. I think it will be easier, much easier, if you click on products and select a given product.
Yeah.
You select a given, any product at all, pick any single product, open it, and then you have the base price. All right.
Yeah.
Now, right here, if you specify this base price, by default, the system if you didn't add any other price, the system uses this base price to sell this item. Am I correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, you have another one down there, which is the buying price or something. Down. Now, what I'm not suggesting here is, under this base price, if we can create another role under this base price, now you see a buying somewhere down, buying price, but that is actually material at this point. Buying price, where is it again?
But go ahead. Ask the question. Please go ahead. No problem.
Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. Now, under the base price, I am thinking that it will be good to just add another row, maybe 2, 3, 4 rows, if we would, under this base price, 2, 3, 4 rows on top of the vendor, and include the labels, price level 1, price level 2, price level, so that if the person actually want to change price, all right, the person can go straight on this place while the person is creating the item to change to add the prices according to what the person wants. Price level 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
Wait.
I think it's much easier that way
Yeah.
than going all that process which you took me
No,
through.
there is fair. Yeah, fair enough. We can certainly consider that. But the way we were thinking is that you have a product called 108. Okay.
Good.
You update the price. Okay. Then you go to
Yes.
109, edit, update the price, go to 10,
Good.
you keep on doing it. A better option would be,
No, that is for new items or old items that you just want to modify. Do you understand? I think it would be ideal to also add that kind of
okay,
that kind of ability for customers to leverage, for end users to leverage on it, to just go specifically why they are creating new items, they will just do that, or why they want to edit a single item, You just go straight, do that and move away instead of trying to, define the price levels and all the rest of them, or using the price manager to manage those prices.
Okay.
I think that will be a
Okay.
lot easier.
All right. Okay, understood. Anybody else has a question? So I would be able to answer that. All right. I think that's largely it. And Ms. Okafor, what I can do is we can take the discussion offline. You can certainly write to me at uh, on the forum. The best way to communicate with us is on the forum. You can certainly write to me. My name is Manish. You can write an email to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer the question. So if you do not have any questions for now, I think we'll sign off. Thank you so much for such an interactive session. I really appreciate and thank you so much. And I look forward to speaking to all of you once again. Till next time, thank you so much.